Before the club's final art competition, the winning artworks are always displayed like medals in the school. Mine isn't among them. Well, it's not surprising. From the open window, the loud and unpleasant sound of cicadas filled the air. The paint on my hand still smelled bad, and mixed with sweat, it was even more unpleasant.
Now the difference between us is clear, right? I'm more talented.
On my way home, my classmate, Ritsuko Aizawa, approached me to rub it in. Yeah, congratulations on winning the gold. I saw your painting displayed in the hallway.
Of course! And you submitted something too, but it didn't get any recognition, did it? You created another failure, huh? Then repeat after me. I have less talent than Aizawa-san.
Why have you been picking on me all this time? You're gonna keep drawing in college, right? You'll find rivals there.
As if. It's just a hobby.
What? Really?
My talent should be used elsewhere. So what about you, talentless boy?
I was at a loss for words. Ritsuko, who's achieved more than I have, is quitting. But what about talentless me?
Tsuruhashi-kun, are you going to quit drawing?
The sound of the train passing was loud, but her clear, resolute voice was unmistakably audible. When I turned around, there stood Shizuku Narumi, the most beautiful girl in school, and my classmate.
Are you quitting?
I couldn't answer. I was just captivated by her beautiful eyes, staring at her in admiration. I think I just dreamt about my first love. The sound of a brush falling to the floor woke me up. It seems I dozed off while painting. My name's Tsuruhashi Toru. I'm a painter now, and I just turned 20 last month. Yeah, I couldn't give up, so I'm still painting like this. Well, I'm barely scraping by though. Grandpa, I'm about to make dinner. Are you hungry? I live with my grandfather in our family home. My parents left when I was young for their own reasons. Toru, right now, a guest has come to the window. You should greet them too. The window? But there's no one there. Look closely, but don't open it. It's a demon that comes at night. Look, it's waving. I see. This is Kamakura, so maybe there are monsters. Anyway, is there anything you want to eat? No matter how hard I look, I can't see anything, because the hallucination is only visible to Grandpa. Lewy body dementia. For the past 2 years, his consciousness has fluctuated frequently, and now he's in this state. Grandpa, will you ever talk to me like you used to? I want to show you my success before you pass, but can a struggling artist like me even manage that? Huh? The spin dryer won't work. No way! The event that changed my empty life was when the washing machine broke. Well, it was Grandma's when she got married, so it's not surprising that it broke, right? For now, I guess I'll wring out what's already washed by hand. What should I do next? Even if I buy a new one, I won't have the money until my payment comes in. I want to avoid dipping into my savings as much as possible. That's it. It's hot. There's a laundromat a few minutes away by car. It's an old place with some charm. Being able to wash, spin, and dry all at once is so convenient. I'm done with twin-top machines. I might as well relax here until it's done.
Tsuruhashi-kun?
Huh? When I turned at the familiar voice, there stood a more mature Shizuku Narumi.
Do you remember me? Narumi Shizuku. From high school?
We were in the same class, right? Of course I remember. But why are you here?
I'm living in a cheap apartment now. The water pipe's broke and the landlord said I won't be able to use the water for a few days. It's such a hassle, right? Actually, I'm trying to become an actress. I've been doing that since I graduated high school. I've only been on local TV shows, so I'm not really getting anywhere.
As she spoke, seemingly embarrassed, I leaned forward, realizing that the Madonna everyone admired was just like me. So, I have a dream too.
Really? What are you doing now?
When she asked about my current situation, I briefly explained, and she smiled happily.
You're still painting, huh?
Yeah, kind of, but I'm not really selling.
Then we're in the same boat. You know, I've been feeling lonely because I don't meet many people in similar situations. Can we keep talking like this?
Gazing into her clear glass-like eyes, I nodded without hesitation. After that, I exchanged contact information with Shizuku, and we often met at the laundromat.
How's your grandfather doing, Sodahashi-kun?
He's still spaced out. He hasn't changed much from how he was before.
He was so gentle and kind. I really liked him.
Whether it was because of her work and lessons, Shizuku sometimes looked tired and other times full of life, showing me a range of expressions. Shizuku has so many different colors, and they're all wonderful. Hey, I'm planning to buy a washing machine soon. The payment for the last painting I did will be coming in soon.
Oh, so you won't be coming here anymore?
Yeah, so why don't we go somewhere else? Wherever you want to go. Shizuku smiled happily. Seeing her like that made my heart soar. I'm out of paint. The sound of cicadas outside the studio is loud today, but my heartbeat is even louder. The colors, they become more vivid than before, since I met Shizuku. Since I started meeting her, my heart has been filled with red, blue, yellow, so many colors.
Sodahashi-kun, the water feels great.
Hey, are you sure? You don't have good memories of the ocean, do you? Shizuku's mother passed away when Shizuku was in elementary school. She drowned while saving a child who was about to be swept away.
It's okay. I think my mother became the sea. The waves sound like a heartbeat, and listening to them actually comforts me. How about you, Sodahashi-kun? Do you feel anything from the sea?
Personally, not really. But my grandpa and grandma love the sea. I heard they always went their own dates. I saw a picture of them when they were young. That's right. In that photo, grandma was wearing a dress, just like the one Shizuku is wearing now. The moment I realized this, my heart stirred strongly. I felt an overwhelming urge to pick up a brush, but then...
Huh? Is that you, Sodahashi? And could it be Shizuku? Both of you are just high school grads, right? What's up?
The voice belonged to Ritsuko Aizawa, who looked just the same as she did before graduation. A man who seemed to be her boyfriend was standing next to her.
Oh, I see. You two are just comforting each other because you're poor? Should I join you? I could teach you all.
Cut it out. You haven't changed at all. Hey, Ritsuko. I think I've seen this girl somewhere before. Wasn't she on a local TV show recently?
And don't bother. She's only active on local shows, and she's on the same level as a regional idol, right?
Her boyfriend seemed disappointed, but Ritsuko continued without hesitation.
Well, Shizuku-san has a pretty face, so she might get lucky and marry rich. No problem there, right? So, what about you, Sodahashi? What are you doing since graduating high school?
I'm a painter.
A painter? You didn't even achieve anything notable, and you're calling yourself a painter? You must not be selling anything.
Her attitude pissed me off, but I couldn't say she was entirely wrong about me. I just shrugged.
Stop it! Sodahashi-kun will definitely succeed, because I see talent in his paintings. What? Shizuku-san, you're just hanging out with him for fun, right? What can Sodahashi even do? That's not true. He works hard every day. People who succeed are the ones who keep putting in the effort yesterday, today, and tomorrow. But you wouldn't understand that since you gave up on painting. You!
Ritsuko lost her temper and tried to throw a can that was lying at her feet. But before she could, I stood in front of Shizuku to shield her, and her boyfriend grabbed Ritsuko by the shoulder to stop her. That's enough, Ritsuko. You were in the wrong this time.
Shizuku-san, You've lost your judgment. It's a sign of your downfall.
That's not true. I might be, but she will definitely succeed.
All this talk of ideals, it makes me sick. Let's go.
Ritsuko left just like that. I wasn't particularly affected, but Shizuku seemed to be.
Maybe I really am no good in other people's eyes. I haven't accomplished anything significant, and there are so many prettier girls around. I know. I need to face reality. I'm not as talented as you, Tsuruhashi-kun.
I'm not talented. I started to say, but stopped. That's not what she wanted to hear. After hesitating, I slowly opened my mouth. You see, I love beautiful things. So, when I look at you, I feel like I need to paint.
Huh?
Because you're beautiful. You catch my eye. I'm sure others feel the same. You're beautiful, Shizuku. Beautiful, really. I mean, really. You're really beautiful. No. That's not what I wanted to say. I think I like you. I mean, I like you. I heard Shizuku gasp. My face turned bright red, and as the sun set, we walked home in silence. Since that day, we started seeing each other less often. We were both desperately chasing our dreams. And, although I confessed in the heat of the moment, I ended up avoiding the subject because I didn't want things to get awkward. Huh? You're going overseas? And then, at the end of summer, when we met again at a cafe, Shizuku told me something unexpected.
Yeah, someone I've been working with has connections, but they said they only work overseas. So, I thought this would be a great opportunity for me to take the plunge. That's why I wanted to tell you first, Tsuruhashi-kun.
I'm sure this is a chance that Shizuku has earned through her hard work. In that case, there's only one answer. Yeah, I think that's the right decision. I'm rooting for you.
Tsuruhashi-kun, thank you.
Promise me instead. Let's meet again, both successful.
Got it. It's a promise.
She smiled, and just like that, we parted ways, each on a different path.
It was hot. I shouldn't have gone outside.
The seasons changed many times, and the 7th summer since I parted ways with Shizuku had arrived. Ritsuko Aizawa, now a working adult, quit the company she joined reluctantly after just 6 months. After switching jobs several times, she finally made a mistake 6 months ago and was dismissed. Since then, she's been getting by with event jobs. She also broke up with her fiancé, Mizuno Nagi, just before their wedding, and her dissatisfaction with her situation was about to explode.
Of all the things, I have to work as a receptionist at an art exhibit today. I'm so not in the mood.
After finishing her lunch, Aizawa glanced inside the venue. With some time left on her break, she decided to step inside. Grandpa, are you cold? There are so many guests today. Even big fish are swimming around. At the same time, at the same place, I was pushing my grandfather's wheelchair inside the venue. The painting I've been wanting to create for the past 7 years is finally finished. I wanted you to see it. I see. They seem happy too. Look, Grandpa. You can touch this painting. I got permission since I'm the artist. I brought him here to see one particular painting. It's a landscape of Kamakura Beach. I built up the paint layer by layer, over and over, until it became a 3-dimensional piece. And in the center is a girl in a sunflower-colored dress. Aoi? My grandfather suddenly called out the name of his late beloved wife.
Huh? Tsuruhashi, why are you here?
I turned toward the familiar voice, and there stood Ritsuko Aizawa, wearing a suit and looking worn out. Aizawa? Did you come to see my work?
What? Tsuruhashi's? No way. The name of the artist for this exhibition is...
It's my pen name. All the works in this venue were painted by me. I never imagined I would get to hold an exhibition at a department store in Yokohama, but here we are.
Toru? Is something wrong?
Then, another woman called my name with a clear voice. As she appeared, all eyes turned to her at once.
You're Shizuku-san? Aizawa-san? It's been a while. How have you been?
Shizuku Narumi, who had returned from overseas after finding success, was now a well-known actress, and her radiance had only grown.
Could it be Shizuka-chan? Hey, so that rumor was true after all. Yeah, there's been talk that she's dating an up-and-coming painter. They really do look good together.
Hearing the murmurs around her, Aizawa finally grasped the situation.
Why? Why am I like this? 7 years ago, they were so unimpressive, but now they're shining so brightly. Why?
Huh?
So in the end, it's all about talent, right? If you're blessed, you'll succeed. If you work hard, you'll be rewarded. You always live this idealistic life, like a walking example of that. Are you mocking me?
What are you talking about? Besides, Aizawa, you were more highly regarded than I was when you were painting.
Shut up!
Aizawa shouted emotionally. Even when we met at the beach, I could tell. Her words were too emotional to just brush it off as condescension. This is jealousy. She's been jealous of us all along.
Enough! Everything should just be ruined. These works are no different from my life. I'll ruin this exhibition.
Ritsuko's expression twisted with madness as she approached. I quickly stepped in front of Shizuku to shield her. Stop right there. His voice was heavy and resolute. I instinctively turned toward the sound. Grandpa? There he was, sitting in his wheelchair, looking straight at us. Lewy body dementia causes fluctuations in consciousness. Every few days, every few months, and eventually... I didn't understand the details. The doctors even said he didn't have long left. But after several years, his consciousness was clear again. It felt like a miracle, and I was at a loss for words.
Grandpa? Are you the principal?
That's right. You're Aizawa Ritsuko, who was in the same club as Toru, correct? My grandfather, Sorahashi So, was the principal of our high school. We all knew him. He was kind, a devoted husband, and cared for his students more than anyone. Aizawa-san, I know. You were always jealous of Toru and couldn't have confidence in yourself. Isn't that right?
Huh? What is this?
Aizawa recalls her high school days. One evening, she had come to help carry supplies with the art club teacher. What lay before her were several canvases spread out on the floor, with me frantically moving my brush. The colors didn't stay on the canvases, but spread onto the floor as well. Oh boy, he's at it again. When he gets focused, he completely loses sight of his surroundings. Sorahashi, you can only submit one canvas per person for the competition, and it must be within a size 50. You're way over the limit. Hey, stop painting! We're cleaning up right now, Sorahashi. What a waste of paint. The deep indigo spreading across the floor seemed like it could easily swallow a person whole. At that moment, Aizawa was terrified. She realized the difference between them, that there was someone who had crossed a line she could never cross. Afterward, I submitted part of the painting, but as expected, I didn't win any awards. I often observed the club, but your expression grew cloudier as time passed. But I truly loved your paintings too, Aizawa-san. You won the award purely on your own merits. On the other hand, Toru couldn't follow the rules, missed deadlines, and failed at the basics. People like that actually find it harder to navigate society. I had no rebuttal. I could manage housework and caring for Grandpa out of a sense of duty, but because of that, I couldn't perform at my best before. But now, I have a housekeeper to help.
But there was always someone better than me, and every time I realized it, it hurt. I wanted to be special. I couldn't forgive myself for not being that way. That's why.
You're a unique person. It's sad to live life carelessly. And if you destroy these works, you will completely kill yourself as a creator. Are you okay with that? Aizawa's eyes waver. She still loved painting. Hey, Aizawa, I've always respected you since high school.
What? Are you pitying me?
I mean it. I couldn't achieve the solid results you did. I often missed deadlines and didn't follow the rules. I couldn't handle tools as carefully as you, nor could I clean diligently. I couldn't navigate relationships as well as you. That's why I admired you. I always thought you were amazing. Aizawa's eyes widened as she collapsed her knees. She didn't move, didn't respond when spoken to, and was eventually dragged out of the venue by a security guard. Toru. Finally, my grandfather looked at the painting I had created. Somehow, I knew this would be the last time. Did you paint this of my wife? Or of the person most precious to you? Both. They're both important, and I wanted to paint them more than anything. I see. Thank you. My grandfather smiled. It was the gentle, heartwarming smile I had always known. And then, the color drained from his expression, and he returned to his usual dazed state. Oh, there are flowers blooming on the wall today. Is it a festival? Yeah, it is. I quietly wiped away my tears. Shizuku held my hand as I did. After that, to be honest, I don't know what happened to Aizawa Ritsuko. She left this town and went to a place where she knew no one, no family, no friends. Huh? But a few months after she disappeared, I found a certain illustrator's post on social media. The gentle touch and soft colors in the illustration reminded me of Aizawa's style no matter how many times I looked at it. That account still occasionally posts new works.
So-san, are you looking at the painting Toru made?
Yes I am. It's so nice, isn't it? Since that day, my grandfather's consciousness has never been clear again. But he loves the beach painting we brought back from the exhibition and smiles whenever he looks at it. And that's enough for me. Hey, Shizuku, the fact that you're engaged to me, living in my house, it's not a dream, right?
What's with you all of a sudden? It's real, of course.
But I've been drawn to you for so long. The reason I kept painting was because, well, because when we were at the railroad crossing, you asked me, are you gonna quit? That's why this situation feels too good to be true, like I'm dreaming. Then, Shizuku suddenly started laughing softly.
You've worked so hard, yet you say that. But I feel the same way. That summer, when I met you at the laundromat, I was determined to achieve my dream no matter what. So this isn't a dream or coincidence or destiny. It's the result we built up from our past.
She looked at me with her clear eyes, like glass bees. I'll probably always feel my heart race when I see those eyes. In the past, now, and in the future, I'll keep painting and stay by her side until the very end. As I made that vow, the cicada's noisy cries no longer reached my ears. The client this time had really strong preferences. Yeah, we've got to step up our game too. I'm Issei Tsuzaki, 30 years old. I work as a designer at a housing construction company called Oroka House. He's Kanata Maruyama, my colleague in sales. He comes from a wealthy family and was raised in a good environment. Since we joined the company, we've gotten along pretty well. But there's one thing that concerns me. That is...
Welcome back, Suzaki-san. Maruyama-san.
This woman, Megumi Oikawa, recently transferred to her design department. I'm not a fan of her deliberate attempts to act cute, but Maruyama seems completely hooked. Isn't she adorable? Megu. Huh, I really think you should reconsider. But Maruyama didn't listen to a word I said, and just kept falling deeper for her. I often see Oikawa getting all the attention from the male employees. Rumor has it she goes out to dinner with different guys and gets expensive gifts from them.
Wow, sushi tonight. I'd love to go, so excited.
Huh? Are you working late again, Higashiyama? This is Akane Higashiyama, an assistant in the design department.
Oikawa-san said she wasn't feeling well, so I'm covering for her.
Not feeling well? I just saw her happily heading out for dinner. She gave me an awkward smile and went back to her work without answering my suspicions.
I really wasn't feeling well yesterday. but I started to feel better when I was about to head home.
The next day, when I asked Oikawa about it, she started crying and shaking as she spoke. If you weren't well, you should have either finished the work yourself or taken the day off. Why'd you go out for dinner? Come on, Tsuzaki! Let it go already! She was just trying to fit in at work!
Maruyama-san, it's okay. I shouldn't have done something that would cause a misunderstanding.
She ran out of the office after saying that. A few weeks later, Maruyama told me he had started dating Oikawa. I'll tell you straight, she's not good for you. I warned him about how she flirts with men and pushes her work onto others, but... Why are you talking so badly about her? Maruyama didn't believe me at all and just got mad. 2 weeks later, disaster struck. Oikawa messed up an order, and the construction site contacted us about missing materials. Oikawa, how did this happen?
I thought I double-checked everything.
Sasaki, what's going on with the order checking system? We have a policy where 2 people always check orders. This time too, I told her we should check together, but she said she had already checked with another employee.
Manager, Suzaki-san is lying. I asked him to check and he ignored me. So I had no choice but to do it alone. And he's always been bullying me when no one else is around.
From there, it was Oikawa's show. She fabricated stories about me harassing her and sabotaging her work. That's a complete lie! Oikawa-san, stop this nonsense! No, you stop, Tsuzaki. Bullying a young woman like that. You're the worst. You've been bad-mouthing her all along. I'm disgusted with you. This is ridiculous. I won't let that pathological liar ruin me. But despite my determination, I eventually became isolated at work. I, feeling like something snapped inside me, resigned from Oroka House 1 month later.
Suzaki-san, I heard you managed to resign instead of getting fired.
Well, they couldn't fire me for cause. I'm innocent.
You're just a boring man. It's your fault for trying to tear me and Kanata apart. A rich guy like him doesn't need a meddlesome friend like you. Bye-bye, pesky little bug.
After quitting, I found a new job as a designer at another construction company. I was worried that the same thing might happen again at my new workplace. But the people here were all warm and welcoming, and my guarded heart gradually softened.
Suzaki-san, I finished compiling the necessary documents.
Especially her, Natsumi Fujikawa, always bright and positive. She lifts the mood of everyone around her. Her attention to detail and the support she provides are invaluable. I'm really grateful for her.
Suzaki-kun, the client complimented you on how attentively you listen to their needs. And you always give clear, precise instructions. We're lucky to have you after you left Oroka House.
Thank you. I'm also very grateful to everyone here for supporting me. I heard Higashiyama-san left Oroka House soon after I did. Talking with Fujikawa reminded me of my former colleague, the design assistant. It's a small industry, so maybe we'll meet again somewhere. An exterior exhibition, you say?
Yes, it's being held next week, and I'd love for you to attend, Suzaki-kun.
A few months into my job, my manager made the suggestion. By the way, exterior refers to outdoor structures like gates, decks, and terraces.
It's important to familiarize yourself with various designers for your work, don't you think?
You're right. I'll be happy to go. The following week, I visited the exterior exhibition. As I walked around, taking pictures, I noticed a phone lying on the floor. I'd better take this to the information desk. As I arrived at the information desk, a man rushed in, looking frantic. Excuse me, has anyone turned in a phone here? Could this be yours? Takachi grabs my hands and shakes them vigorously in thanks. That's my phone! Did you bring it here for me? Thank you so much! His name was Ryo Takachi, and he told me he worked in sales at an exterior company called X Forest. X Forest? Wasn't that a client of my previous company? Though I never worked directly with them. So, Tsuzaki-san, you're a designer? Wait, isn't your company where my girlfriend's sister works? What? It turns out Takachi's girlfriend is the older sister of Fujikawa. What a small world. This must be fate. If you don't mind, how about I show you around the exhibition? If it's no trouble, I would appreciate it. I started wondering if his cheerful energy was part of a sales tactic. Despite my doubts, I found myself following Takachi around the venue. In the end, not only did he explain X-Force products, but he also helped out at other booths. His sincerity won me over, and I felt guilty for ever doubting him. I started to like the guy. After the exhibition, Takachi invited me to his favorite yakitori restaurant. We hit it off so well that our conversations flowed effortlessly, and we soon dropped formalities. Man, I never thought I would make such a good friend at this age. I'm really happy. Yeah, I'm glad we met today at the exhibition. From that point on, we exchanged contact info and started meeting up regularly. Meanwhile, back at Oroka House. Oikawa, how did this mistake happen?
Well, I was following instructions from my supervisor. Manager, I never gave her those instructions.
Once again, you're blaming your junior for your own mistakes? Are you jealous of her cuteness?
The manager's been under my thumb since that pesky bug left. No point arguing with him. Men are so easy to manipulate if you use a sweet voice. The world's such a breeze.
With Oikawa doing whatever she pleased, the competent employees began quitting, and the company's performance worsened. A few months after meeting Ryo Takachi, not only did our friendship deepen on a personal level, but we also started working together more often. X-Force and our company formed a business partnership, and discussing exterior designs with Takachi significantly expanded my work. By the way, I heard Takachi and Sanae-san finally got engaged. Congrats!
Thanks. My sister and Ryo are all lovey-dovey, and honestly, it's a little embarrassing.
Sanae is Fujikawa's older sister, who works as a design professional. When I met her, I thought her calm, warm personality really suited Takachi. Are you going to feel lonely once your sister leaves home? I've heard the Fujikawa sisters lost their parents in an accident 10 years ago.
Yeah, I'd be lying if I said I wouldn't feel lonely. Ever since our parents died, we've relied on each other for everything. I wonder if I'll be able to stand on my own once she's gone. But don't tell anyone, okay? It's kind of embarrassing.
She forced a smile, and I found myself speaking up. I've always felt supported by your bright and cheerful energy since I joined this company, Natsumi-san. I came here with some baggage from my last job and wasn't sure if I could adjust. But thanks to you and everyone else, that fear went away. So let me return the favor. I want you to know you're not alone.
Thank you, Suzaki-san. I guess I'll let myself rely on you a little then.
She smiled bashfully, but it was a genuine smile this time, and I let out a quiet sigh of relief.
Hey, Suzaki-san, can you call me by my first name too?
Huh?
It's not fair that only my sister gets to be called Sanae-san.
Oh, is that so? Well, Natsumi-san. A few months later, I received Takachi's wedding invitation. Without hesitation, I marked down my attendance. Seeing the wedding date, I realized it had almost been a year since I left Oroka House. Then, I got a call from Takachi. Hello? What's up, Takachi? Did you get the invitation yet? After the reception, we are planning a little event and... As I listened to Takachi's excited voice, my eyes widened in surprise. On the wedding day, Takachi and Sanae's ceremony was held at a high-end hotel chapel. After the ceremony, we were moving to the reception hall when a grating voice echoed.
Oh, still alive, are we? What are you doing here, you pesky little bug?
I looked in the direction of the voice and saw Megumi Oikawa from Oroka House standing there. I wasn't surprised. Takachi had already warned me she would be attending. But the event wasn't supposed to happen until after the reception. Just as I was about to quietly walk away, Megu, what's wrong? As soon as Maruyama saw me, his face twisted in anger. Suzaki, why are you here?
Kanata-san! I think he's here to get revenge on me. I'm so scared.
It's almost pathetic how Maruyama still believes every ridiculous word she says.
Suzaki-san, what's going on?
Actually... You're part of the bride's family, aren't you? We need to get this man out of here. Call the staff! Honestly, when the staff told me there was trouble between guests, I had to come over myself. Maruyama-san, why are you trying to kick out one of my closest friends? Close friend? Wait, what? Yes, Tsusaki Issei here is one of my best friends and a guest at today's wedding. What? Takachi-san, you don't know what kind of man this is. We're getting nowhere like this. We were going to do this after the reception, but let's take this to the back. Takachi led us to a waiting room reserved for the reception. Sanae was already there, and Takachi whispered the situation to her. Maruyama and Oikawa, confused at first, quickly changed their expressions when the next guests arrived.
What? The manager? And Akane?
Yes, this is Akane Higashiyama, a guest of mine. She's a colleague at my current workplace.
After leaving Oroka House, Higashiyama had joined the same architectural firm where Sanae worked. I thought the world was small when I met Takachi, but this was further proof of it. And this gentleman here is also a guest of the Takachi family. Since we've had a long-standing business relationship with Oroka House, I invited key employees from your company.
Wait a second. I know X-Forest is one of our clients, but why is the manager here?
Come on, Megumi! I've explained this several times on the way here!
You know Takachi-san works at X-Forest, right? But why would the manager be invited to a wedding for just an employee? Well, we were invited as the Maruyama family, weren't we? I heard our fathers are close friends.
You fool! He's not just any employee. He's Ryo Takachi, the son of X-Force CEO and the next president.
What?
Realizing the gravity of the situation, even the male manager, who usually favored Oikawa, raised his voice. Now, to get straight to the point, since we're short on time before the reception, after conducting a thorough investigation into Oroka House, our company has decided we cannot continue our partnership. We'll send the official notice later.
What?
This is the event Takachi had mentioned, the confrontation. I heard about what happened at Oroka House from Natsumi-chan. It was a few months ago when Takachi called me, asking if I wanted to help teach Oroka House a lesson. Apparently, Natsumi had shared what I had told her with him and Sanae, and Takachi began looking into the matter through his business connections. So, I thought I'd give them a little wake-up call. Wanna join in? I'm sure you've got things you want to say too, right? That was how I learned about Takachi's plan to gather Oikawa, Maruyama, and the manager at his wedding. It was also when I found out about Akane's involvement and how she wanted to participate in this event. As for Oikawa, once she learned she had a seat as Maruyama's guest, she eagerly agreed to attend.
But why?
I think Akane-san can explain that. Akane stares directly at the male manager and begins to speak.
Oikawa despised Suzaki-san from the start, simply because he wouldn't fall for her charms. That day, Suzaki-san was at a client meeting, and they were supposed to double-check the order when he returned. But Oikawa went ahead and...
She processed everything on her own out of spite, leading to that order mistake. Despite Akane's warnings, Oikawa ignored her, which ultimately caused a mistake in the order.
I told you several times that Suzaki-san was innocent, but you never listened. All you did was accuse me of being jealous of Oikawa's cuteness.
That's not true. I conducted a thorough investigation.
Yeah! This is all a lie!
It's not a lie. Here's the proof.
Akane took out a voice recorder from her bag. Apparently, after Oikawa started harassing her following my departure, she began recording things just in case.
You're ruining my chance to get rid of Suzaki, you idiot! Why'd you go and mess it all up? Anyway, it doesn't matter what you say to the manager. That creepy old man's so obsessed with me, he barely investigates anything. You still want to keep working here, don't you? Then shut up, you ugly cow!
From the recorder came Oikawa's crude voice, revealing the truth behind her actions. Akane had recorded Oikawa's verbal abuse, but felt it would be covered up, so she left the company. Now, that evidence was being put to use. We cannot continue doing business with a company where an employee like Oikawa can act so selfishly. That's her final decision.
You've got to be kidding me, you little...
Just as Oikawa tried to grab Akane,
What's this about, Oikawa? You said I was handsome and charming.
Megumi froze in place, as if paralyzed by the manager's words.
You told me Maruyama was just a financial convenience, and I was the one you really loved. As your lover, I believed everything you said.
Huh? Megu, what's going on? Explain yourself!
Well, that's...
Maruyama and the manager pressed her for an explanation. Realizing the situation had turned against her, Megumi finally dropped her act.
Oh, please! You two are worthless without your authority and money. Did you really think I was serious? There's no way I'd fall for either of you. You should be grateful I even bothered to spend my precious time on you. Instead of blaming me, you should be thanking me.
I agree that these two aren't much, but you know better, Oikawa. You've wasted your time trying to manipulate people instead of actually achieving anything. The world doesn't revolve around people like you, who rely on others to get by.
What are you?
Unable to respond, Oikawa quickly left the room in a huff. Suzaki, I'm sorry.
We were fooled by that woman. We were shallow. We apologize. Could you put in a good word with Takachi for us?
What would be the point of that apology? Whether it's for business or your conscience, I don't care. But stop this pathetic display. Suzaki-san has been working at our company for nearly a year now, and I can vouch for his integrity. He worked at your company for much longer, yet you couldn't see through Oikawa's lies. Even if you were fooled, you still treated him terribly. Do you really think a simple apology will fix that?
She's right. I won't be putting in any favors with X-Force. If you really feel sorry, don't ever show your faces in front of me again. I'm not strong enough to forgive the trauma you caused me so easily. Unable to respond, Maruyama and the manager left the room with their heads hung low. Thank you, everyone. I feel like a weight has finally been lifted.
Well, consider it a little gift of happiness then.
It's time.
The female staff called for the bride and groom, and we all headed back to the reception. It was a grand and joyful affair. Afterward, Oikawa was disciplined and eventually laid off due to the company's worsening performance. It seemed she continued to manipulate various men, but
There's no way I can pay this much.
she had engaged in affairs with several married men and ended up being sued for hefty damages. She tried asking other men for help, but they all refused her. Labeled as a troublemaker, she was left to fend for herself, working desperately to make ends meet. At Oroka House, the manager was forced to resign for repeatedly protecting Oikawa and failing to oversee his team. Maruyama worked hard, but with X-Force pulling out, the company's reputation plummeted, making recovery nearly impossible. Rumor has it Maruyama's family heard about Oikawa's behavior, leaving him feel ashamed at home as well. He probably regrets ever falling for her schemes. As for me, my relationship with Natsumi was growing steadily, and soon... Natsumi-san, you've saved me so many times. At work, at the wedding when you stood up for me. I want to be with you, supporting each other. Will you go out with me?
I've liked you for a long time too. Let's keep taking care of each other.
Having someone who believes in you and stands by your side. It gives you strength and courage to protect what matters the most. I vow to never forget the gratitude I felt for this love, and to always live with sincerity from now on.